too much, but I'm working on something big, something secret. And I probably shouldn't be filming this, but here we are. This is Undercover CEO. It's behind the scenes look at me building a physical product from scratch without giving away the full plan yet. Oh shoot, someone's coming. Okay, I think the coast is clear. Did you miss me? Now, they say don't talk about your moves, just make them. Welcome to episode 1 of my Undercover CEO series. I actually love Undercover CEO. This is gonna be, like I said, a behind the scenes look at building a physical product from scratch without giving away the full plan just yet. So while I won't be giving away the details of the brand or like all that stuff just yet, I wanna talk about the journey because your girl I think we're like close to getting ready to launch. So I've learned a lot, I wanna share on each episode, and I wanna talk about it with y'all in like a candid, honest way. Now, if you're new to my channel, like welcome. This is kind of a fun one and a little bit different. I've been mainly doing a lot of personal finance content, which this channel is very much about, but it's also about personal improvement and entrepreneurship. And finally, I've been an entrepreneur girly, but finally the seeds that I've planted, they're starting to sprout a little bit. And so I feel like I'm in a stage where I can start creating these series about this entrepreneur journey. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This series is going to be a fun one. And if you're also like into productivity, personal finance, entrepreneurship, just subscribe, watch some of my videos, check out my channel, like stay a while. You're gonna love it here, okay? If you're not new here, I hope that this is a video that you like. Thank you so much for coming and watching. I love you, mwah. And yeah, let's get into it. Hurry! The origin story. This is a very new one that I'm sharing, and a few months ago, an idea came to me. If you guys have watched some of my budgeting videos, you know that I am incorporated, and throughout COVID, I did have a side business with my sibling where we were managing social media. Now, we wanted to do a pivot because doing like social media management for a bunch of clients was just like too crazy. It was a lot of personal time we had to use, and for what we were doing and working full time and doing it on the side, it just wasn't scalable. So we needed to pivot. It had been a couple months of us doing nothing. I was going on a nice hot girl walk, and the idea, I wrote it down. I didn't think much of it. I'm lying. I thought amazing things of it. I was absolutely excited. I was beaming from the inside out. I thought maybe I'd forget about it, but I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. We've got a business. We don't want to do the thing we were doing before. Why don't we transition into something completely different? I felt like the idea kept saying to me, make me real, make me real. And so now we are. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. But it's a secret. Now, as you could probably tell by the series title, Undercover CEO, I'm not showing you what the product is just yet. That doesn't mean the whole series is gonna go without showing you what the product is though. The reason I'm not showing the product is because I wanted to do things a little bit differently. I'm neurodivergent. We know that much. Have I been able to pay for a $5,000 autistic ADHD assessment? No, I have not, but I'm neurodivergent. There's certain things that I think when you're ADHD and when you're on that spectrum, sharing almost adds this pressure where it becomes overwhelming, and now I've done nothing. I wanted to have no pressure, no when is this launching, no like, oh, I gotta do this. And then lastly, because I do think the idea is amazing, I didn't want anyone figuring things out before I did and then, you know, having something swept right underneath me because I didn't think about this thing. So I want to protect the idea because obviously this is my first time. I'm doing something. Actually, I'm doing two things with physical products, but this is the closest to being live. I'm looking at it right now. Girl, am I manic? Anyways, I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, this is the closest to being ready to go live. So this is the farthest I've made it in the journey of bringing a physical product to life. But yeah, I just didn't want to have any energy of like it being perfect before anything's been figured out. I also wanted to be able to share the journey without having to rush anything because now there's like a time pressure on it. And I wanted to also like share things a bit more in real time. Obviously, I've done a lot of prep, and a lot of up till now will be in this series, things that I'm learning. But once we get to the point where I'm sharing the product with you, it's gonna go from that point forward. So we'll be recapping. We'll see how go live goes. We'll see how the stats look. We'll see how we're pushing it. We'll see how to do all of the things that have to do with launching a physical product. And I wanna do it quietly for now, and then bring it to the forefront and share it with you guys. Now, what is Undercover CEO about? Me tell you, okay? I kind of just want to have my sunglasses on this whole time. Like, is it a vibe? It just feels like, bro, she doesn't even go here. This series for anyone who's ever had an idea or a thought and wondered like, can I actually build this? If you're like me and you have some entrepreneurial spirit in you, you've probably come up with like 50 million inventions or had so many business ideas that didn't go to market or that you didn't take action on simply because like the next steps were super overwhelming. So in creating this series, I want to show, obviously for the physical product that I'm working with, not only that it's possible, but maybe it's a lot simpler than you think. and also just share the honest truths. Like, what did we plan for? What didn't we plan for? What are the expenses of these things? From sketch to sourcing to prototypes to packaging that I nearly cried over to lessons that I didn't know I needed to learn. I want to share all of those things with you guys. Now, when it comes to this product, we are manifesting a soft launch by August because it's mid-July, it's end of July, and genuinely like a launch where the product is going to be ready to go to market end of August. Right now, with what I know and everything that's come together, I don't think that's an unattainable timeline. We did have a June 15th timeline to begin with, but we've learned a lot since then. And the new timeline is August, end of August, I think is going to be doable, seeing as we are in the more final stages of this product development. Now, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I do know I'm building something that I believe in, that I enjoy, that's fun, and I am taking you with me every step of the way. So tell me, if you could build any product, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. For episode 1, we're talking about like the idea to execution. The moment of, wait, am I really doing this? Like, is this happening? Yeah, let's talk about it. Like I said, a couple months ago, your girl had an idea. I have a business with my sisters, so I figured like, let's do a revamp. The first idea at this point was brainstorming, like anybody, a good brainstorm sesh. I shared the idea. I'm trying to make sure like I don't spill the idea because I do want it to be secret for this episode. But I shared the idea with my sister. She absolutely loved it. Immediately we're like, cool, let's create a Google Sheets doc because you know me, I am a Google Sheets girly, and let's start brainstorming in that Google Sheets doc. What will this product look like? What problem is it solving? And how do I make it useful and something that people actually want to purchase or have? Now the next stage, which I've learned after the fact, was like validation. So usually when you create a product, you want validation that it's a good idea. This is a super important step that we kind of skip, but it's extremely important, especially if you're building something that's going to be expensive, because you want to know that whatever your big bright idea is that you think is so amazing is actually considered amazing by somebody else. Imagine you invented something, or imagine you created a product that you swear down by, you didn't get any external validation, and now you go to market and nobody gives a flying. Not only are you down thousands likely, but you've just wasted your time and money on something that you could have easily determined was a useful business idea. We did a little bit of validation at this point. It was mostly internal, I'm not gonna lie to you. We were both just like, T. We got the validation just from knowing our community and understanding like what kind of people we were, the kind of people we surrounded ourselves with, and knowing we all had that shared interest. Later on, I did actually talk to some friends about it because I was like, look, we're doing this, and they all were like, I love this is a great idea, can't wait to buy it. So I did get some actual external validation, but at this moment, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was just the two of us being like, yeah, yes, period. So that's what it was. Now, at this point, I had the business with one of my sisters. We figured like, 1, we love the idea. 2, it seems like a pretty simple idea to go live with. And 3, like, we have another sister. She wasn't a part of the business to begin with. She didn't want to be for the type of model that we had with the social media management before. It did not work with her schedule. But since we really wanted to do something that was gonna be mainly virtual for us, we're like, good, it's a great time to bring her on. So we added my sister to the team. We discussed this product, everybody loved it, and yeah, that kicked off what was gonna be a full-blown brainstorm session. Now, at this point, we've got all 3 of us together. I've asked a couple of friends as well. We've told our family, like some family members, and they came up with the suggestion that like this should really be a physical product. We've seen both options, but we really wanted something to be little to no startup costs, which is why we were leaning towards digital. But we were so excited about it that it was like, why don't we just take the leap? We had made some money from the social media management that not my sister nor I spent. We just kind of kept it in there, bought ourselves some stuff. Like when it was time to get gear, we would get ourselves a MacBook, iPad, the supplies that we needed to do the business. But for the most part, we had a good amount of cash left in our accounts to be able to actually invest towards making this a physical product. So this was super exciting. We all decided, aligning internally, that we were gonna take the step to make this physical. And yeah, from that point, it was like, okay, how do we make a physical product? I'm a project manager by profession. My PM senses are tingling. I know we're gonna need to organize. And I know I'm looking at 2 other that don't know what the I'm doing just as much as I don't know what the I'm doing. So naturally, I went to ChatGPT. And within ChatGPT, I obviously did some brainstorming, hey, I need to build a physical product from scratch. Can you create a project plan from ideation to launch date and just include all the steps. Not only did it include the steps, but I asked it to break out the steps in smaller tasks, like let's say 30 minutes or less to complete, so that it's not super overwhelming, and so that us as a team, as we were meeting weekly, could figure out what the next action item was for this week and what that following action item was going to be. And it honestly helped us move really quickly to get to this point. So we've only been working on it for like 2 months. It's been a fast 2 months, and yeah, we're kind of at a stage where it's like we're pretty much ready to go. You guys have seen my Co-Plenty Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker. If not, you can check the stand store. That's what I use. This is a spreadsheet I created from scratch. I'm actually really good at creating spreadsheets. When it comes to a budget tracker and all the linking and stuff you gotta do, that was a little bit too much for me. But I did create a very basic like project plan workbook, so that I could help lead our team on like, here are the steps that we need to complete, here are the dates we should complete it by, who's gonna do what, and just really project manage this product launch timeline. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna make it available to you, so that should you guys are watching this and you're like, no, I wanna do that, here, I've linked it in my stand store. Wow, first digital product for sale, great. But I'm only gonna put it for sale for $5, $4, $4 or $5. So if you got $5 and you know you wanna start getting your together with your project plan, bring a product to life, head to my stand store, support your girl, and let me know any feedback, because I can always update that thing. You know what I mean? Started creating that workbook, started getting the timeline together, and I think that is where we'll leave it for today. So you guys just saw the quick like anecdotal story of creating the idea, having the conversations, brainstorming, and building the project plan. In the next episode, we're gonna talk about sourcing a manufacturer. So we did have the idea, we did know essentially what we wanted. We didn't know what the pricing was gonna be. So stay tuned, because spoiler alert, I had no idea what I was doing, neither did my sisters, but we learned a lot. We almost got scammed in the process, I'm sure. And yeah, we've actually, like I said, I'm looking at it, have a physical prototype with a company manufacturer that is really, really great. So that's it for episode 1 of Undercover CEO. It was just a little bit of the tea, okay? Nothing too crazy. People are listening. I didn't want to say too much. I didn't want to spill too much, like I said. So that's what we're doing right now. That's all I can share at this moment, but if you're vibing with Undercover CEO, then you better like this video, you better drop a comment, it better be the investigator emoji, so that I know you're watching, and I will be sharing more secrets soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you.